Alright, I think I'm good. So, yeah, might as well kick this live stream off now, shall we? What's going on, guys? It's Boss6 here, picture video, and, well, I'm live streaming again. Hooray! It's been a little bit, I think it's actually been a week since I last live streamed. In case you guys couldn't tell by the title, I actually just got done reviewing Bad Blood for WWE. I'll get into that review here a little bit and make sure a couple people start coming into the chat here. And some other things went on, but mainly going to be talking about Bad Blood, and I have some thoughts on the show. I do have some thoughts on the show. But yeah, I just want to get some people in here really quick. Tune in, and then I'll get right into the topics at hand. And I do apologize if I keep messing with my glasses. I was an idiot, and I slept on, and I was rolling all over them. So yeah, they're all wonky right now. So again, big apologies for that. So, yeah. Yep. Wait for some people to come in. I do have, really quick for some of the metal fans that that watch my channel for my metal reviews. Really quick, for some reason, my Blood Incantation review did not go up on my channel. I don't know why. It's still rendering, which is so fucking stupid, and it really pisses me off to no end, because I don't know why I have to have my laptop open for it to finally upload when it can just be on my phone. But whatever. For some stupid reason, it's still doing that. Hey, what's going on, Brock's channel? Hey, I'm currently working on D&D Brockverse. Nice. Is it in relations of the Spider-Verse and or the Monsterverse? I'm just asking for a friend. But yeah, to my metal fans, I did do my review on Blood Incantation. Great album. Mm-hmm. It's a massive crossover universe, kind of like Smog the DM's D&D Earth game. Gotcha. Here, let me see if I can do this. There we go. There we go. We'll do that. So yeah. Yeah, the new Blood Incantation. Great shit. Great shit. It's been getting a lot of praise. And again, if you like, of course, your ambience and dissonant death metal, like Morbid Angel, Incantation, Immolation, maybe a little bit of death thrown in there, just a little bit of death. But with this new one, it takes a completely different shift in their sound, because they incorporate a lot more 70s spacey prog rock elements, which is very weird but vastly interesting, because they have a lot of like cosmetic and a lot of synthesizers going on. And usually when a band does that, it tends to be a bit of a shit show. But honestly, It didn't. It doesn't do that with Blood Incantation. They managed to mix it in very, very, very well, and just crapped out some fantastic stuff. Again, my kind of complaint I did have is that maybe a track or two kind of leaned a little bit too much on the ambient side, but that's neither here nor there for me personally. But yeah, that was a really, 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 really damn good stuff. And I do know that the new Undeath came out, More Insane. I think that's what it's called. I hope to have a review of it. If not, then I'll probably get in a collection update. Again, I apologize because I know that's a cheap way of doing it, but again, just been busy with life essentially. So yeah, apologies for that. So, well, we got two people here. I might as well talk about Bad Blood that just happened about just about 20 minutes ago. Oh man, how do I say this? The show overall, I will probably say was the best Bad Blood that they've ever done. But then again, the Bad Blood pay-per-views were not really all that great. I would say some of them were actually pretty weak. So this one might be in the best, isn't saying too much, but even then, I didn't think the show was. I didn't think it was bad because there's a match I'm going to be praising here in a bit, but some of the booking I was very questionable about. So I didn't see the pre-show match at all because I didn't even know what time the show started. I thought it was going to start at 7, but it actually started at 5 o'clock my time, and 6 was a special time. So we kick off with the opening match. And before I actually get into the opening match, this will kind of lead into a rant I'm about to have. So, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre have been going at each other for 6 months continuously. 6 months continuously. Why the fuck are they opening up the pay-per-view? When they've been promoted to have a Hell in a Cell, they're on the poster for the Hell in a Cell, they've been having these great matches on pay-per-view, and they're literally going out and trying to kill each other. Why the fuck is that opening the show? Why? Why? That makes no sense whatsoever. And lo and behold, they stole the fucking show. The show literally peaked with the Hell in a Cell match because I thought Punk and Drew had a fantastic Hell in a Cell match. That was great shit. It was violent. They actually bled in the match. Like Drew looked like he was gushing, which was pretty gross. There were some spots that were pretty uncomfortable. They were trying to like gouge each other's eyes out. They were using a wrench at a couple points. There were some pretty rough spots too in terms of the landing. Like there was one spot where they're both on the corner of the apron, and they're on the apron in a corner, and Drew just full on suplexes Punk through a table, which was pretty cool. But the way that the table kind of folded, it looked like it could have ended a little rough, at least for Punk, because it could have scraped his leg. Which that was a cool spot. They did hit their finishers too, but it was only 2 counts. Drew did kind of struggle with the steps, but he was selling it in the way. And you look at his back, Jesus Christ, he was having lacerations all over the place. Yeah, that looked pretty bad. But they just beat the shit out of each other in this match. Punk hit a GTS, but it got a 2 count. And then oh, sorry. I was looking at something. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, the spot where Drew hit the white noise on the steel steps, that looked like that hurt. Um, that was, oof, that was a rough landing. And then let's see what else happened. Yeah, Punk bled in this match. He got some really good color. And then trying to see what else happened before the finish that I really liked. Oh yeah, before the step spot, Drew went to go get Punk, and then Punk just fucking whacked him upside the head with the toolbox. That looked like it hurt because Drew didn't even get his hands up. So, that was bad. Um, yeah, that looked bad. And then we get to like the end of the match where Drew has his bag, has his black bag, and I'm like, oh no, do not fucking tell me they brought out thumbtacks, because if they did, that would have probably killed the match a little bit for me. But they didn't, thankfully, and it was a bunch of beads, and he pours all over Punk's head. And then Drew goes for the Claymore, and I think the spot they were trying to go for is that Punk moved out of the way and Drew was supposed to land on the steps. But the problem is, Drew jumped in the air a little too early, and his back went flush right on the edge of the steps. That hurt. I was like, ugh, like that hurt my back just by watching it. And then Punk then hits the GTS and Punk wins. I thought there was going to be, because this was speculated. I thought interference was going to happen in this match. Because, well, spoiler alert, interference happened throughout the entire night. So, I was curious to see if the interference was going to happen, but there was no interference at all. Which was kind of nice, but it was kind of an outlier because every other match had interference. So, yeah, that was really damn good stuff. I would dare say that was the best Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood since Taker and Shawn. And I know people say, well, the Triple H Shawn Michaels match, I like that match, but the problem is it went too fucking long. I think this match only went about 25 to 30 minutes at most. I think it was probably 25 minutes. Let me check. Let's see. Yeah, it just went over about 30 minutes, which that's a good time. That is a good time. And it felt like it didn't even went that long, in all honesty. So, it was the longest match of the entire show, deservedly so. And yeah, it was really damn good stuff. Again, Drew and Punk fucking killed it. And that killed the rest of the show because the crowd was pretty drained after that match. We got some backstage segments with Bianca, Jade, and Naomi. And they actually came out to address the Hell in a Cell match as well, which was cool. And then we got the women's title match between Bayley and Nia. This was the piss break match. I did not give a fuck about this match. I don't give a fuck about Nia. I haven't in 5 years or more. No, I would say in about 6. She hasn't meant shit to the company since 2018. So yeah. Why the fuck does this match nearly go 15 minutes? That is twice as long as a Nia Jax match needs to go. It was sloppy. There was botches all over the place. The crowd didn't give a shit. And Bayley tried everything she could to make sure that the match was at least serviceable. And God bless her, but she had to herniate every disc in her back to do that. And it was not a good match. It really wasn't. Again, Bayley tried. Like, Nia did like a Hurricane Rana spot, but it was so fucked up. It looked rough. So yeah, good job on that. And then trying to think of what else happened that was actually noteworthy. Um, I'm guessing. There was one spot where Bailey went for some sort of stunner, but Nia turned it into a Samoan drop, which okay, cool, I guess. And then, oh man, Bailey went for that power bomb, that sunset flip power bomb into the turnbuckle, but Nia just flat out landed on Bailey. So good job there, you fucking moron. Hey, what is going on, Fact Sister? That's funny. How would you rate Bad Blood out of 10? I'm actually talking about that right now. I just got done talking about the Drew and Punk match. I'm not talking about the Bailey and Nia match. And yeah, it was just so fucking sloppy. And then the ref got knocked down because Nia threw Bailey onto the ref unintentionally. And then Bailey then kicked Nia in the head. She should have kicked her harder and for real. And then Bailey just lands flush on the ref, Jessica Carr. And then just a lot of bullshit happened. Like, again, it was a sloppy match. And then Tiffany comes down. Well, no, actually before that, Nia goes for like a Samoan drop, but Bailey turned into a stunner. She hits the rose plant, and then Tiffany comes down. She attacks Bailey. She tries to cash in on the ref, who's like still reeling from being landed on. And then Nia sits up, sees that, and then basically tells does that and tells Tiffany to get out of here because she thinks Tiffany's cashing in on her. And then a lot of interference, and then Bailey goes for the top rope. Tiffany throws the briefcase at her, but Bailey throws it to the side. Then Nia gets on top, then she does the sumo and drop off the top, hits the bonsai, and there you go. Was all that worth for nearly 15 fucking minutes? No, it was not. That was not a good match. Like, I could have taken a shit, and it would have been way more interesting to watch a Nia Jax match. So, yeah. Hold on one sec. All right. Sorry about that. The group chat man was talking about Bad Blood, so they're watching the press conference right now. So yeah, that was not a good match, and it felt like a waste of time in all honesty. And then we get Priest and Balor. It was fine. It was a fine match. Just the problem I have with it is that I didn't really care about it. I like Finn. I really do like Priest. But let's be honest, these guys have not really meant in the company in a hot minute. Like, Balor hasn't really meant much since, I'd say since 2020, 2021. Like, ever since they did that thing with Roman at Extreme Rules with the Demon thing, Finn has not been the same, at least booking-wise. Like, they just keep putting him in feuds that we don't care about. And it sucks, too, because, again, I like Finn, but I just don't care about this Judgment Day stuff. The women's matches in WWE are good. I skipped all of them except for Rhea versus Liv because of Judgment Day story. I mean that's a fair assessment, I guess, but I don't really care about Judgment Day all too much. When they put Edge, when they made Edge the leader, it made no fucking sense. So that's why they kicked him out. Trying to think of. Yeah, I mean, it was a good match. Priest is over as hell. I don't know what Finn's entrance was. It looked like a weird bag over his face. It made no fucking sense. Made no sense. and Priest won. Yeah, there was interference from Carlito and JD McDonough. The ending was very awkward. It was such an awkward one because Balor hits the coup de grace on Priest on like the back of his neck. And then Balor goes for another one, but he barely hits Priest. He only got like a foot on him. And he goes for a third one, and Priest catches him and hits him with the South of Heaven. Okay, cool. Again, it was a bit sloppy at the very end, but they've had better matches. I think their best one was that takeover match they had a few years ago. I thought that was a really damn good match, but it was fine, I guess. It's just these guys need better character development. That's really it. They just need a better character development. And then, actually, we had the women's world title match between Liv and Rhea with Dominic in a shark cage. This made no sense that Damian caught him at 3. Yeah, I don't really know. Again, the ending was a bit sloppy. And then before we got the women's world title match, we got a pretty funny backstage segment. We had Jade, Bianca, and Naomi. They were backstage with Kathy Kelly, and they were with Metro Boomin, who's unanimous. I don't know who this fucking guy is, but his acting kind of sucked. He looked confused. He looked confused. And then the one line that got me, and they were actually like holding their nose because they were like, "Oh my god, what's that smell?" And then it cuts to Chelsea Green because she got put in a dumpster last night on SmackDown by Mia Yim in a dumpster match. So okay, they're doing that now, and I will say, good God, Piper Niven, whoo! I got distracted there for a second. She looks fantastic, by the way. I've always loved Piper. I always thought she was a good talent, but the one line that got me was Bianca saying, "Girl, you stank." I don't know why that got a kick out of me. I just liked that for some weird reason. I thought that was pretty funny. And then we got the women's world title match between Liv and Rhea with Dominic in the shark cage. The match was fine, but it felt like it panned out a little too much. It could have been cut by maybe 3 minutes at most. Like, especially the ending sequence where the match was going all right, and then Dominic opens the door, and he's got nowhere to go. Well, then all of a sudden, Rhea hits the Riptide on the outside of the Liv, throws her back in the ring, and all of a sudden, Dominic gets his leg caught up by coming out of the cage. Which, if that went wrong, that would have been terrible. If Dominic didn't put that chain around his leg, then that could have been really, really, really bad. That could have ended poorly for Dominic. That was kind of a scary spot. I kind of wish they wouldn't have done that. So they do that, and then Rhea tells the ref, "You stay here and watch her. I'm gonna go finish some business." The ref's like, "Okay." So then Rhea beats up Dominic with a kendo stick. And then all of a sudden, Raquel Gonzalez comes out of nowhere, attacks Rhea, and I'm guessing caused a DQ, but I don't think the bell ever rung. And she hits the Tejana bomb on Rhea and then puts Liv on top of her even though the match is over. So yeah, good job on that. It's like, what the fuck's going on? And that crowd did not give a shit when Raquel attacked. That was a very flat reaction. That crowd did not care when Raquel came out. And I honestly didn't care either. Because I honestly haven't really cared about Raquel since 2020, ever since she was in NXT personally. So, I mean, cool, I guess. I guess it's a kind of a cool off feud for Rhea, but it makes no fucking sense. So, there's that. And then I think this was the next was this the next segment, or was this before the women's title match? I think I'm messing up. No, it was afterwards. It was afterwards. It was Triple H coming out making a big announcement about the sellout audience and all that stuff, and then we get some Crown Jewel news. There's going to be a scenario where it's going to be the men's world champion and the women's world champions are going to face off against each other. And whoever wins are going to get their respective own Crown Jewel titles. Okay. The titles themselves look cool, I guess. It looks like the old AWA World Championship for some weird reason, which is kind of funny. I did see someone on Twitter saying calling it the Blood Money title, which I think is pretty funny. Because it's true. Okay, I guess. I guess it's more of a specialty thing, kind of like how AEW does the Owen Hart tournament championships, I guess. And kind of like how they did with Braun Strowman when he won the Greatest Royal Rumble Championship, which looks like the Shrek title. But nonetheless, okay. Bill Goldberg was in the crowd. It was him. Booker T was there. Lillian Garcia was there, which that woman doesn't age. I swear that woman does not age. She looked fabulous, as Lillian always does. She's like thinking her 50s, and she still looks phenomenal. Like her and Salma Hayek found the fountain of youth. I'm convinced they did. And then Gunther comes out, and he basically just talks about how Bill Goldberg was his favorite. But he also said I lied, and he called him a one-trick pony, which, I mean, he's not technically wrong per se, because Goldberg kind of is, but hey, Goldberg was over, so I'll give him that. And then he told his son Gage that Goldberg was a better wrestler than a father. So I hope to God we don't get a Gunther and Goldberg match. I don't want to see Goldberg wrestle in 2024. Just let the dude retire. Just have him retire. If this was just a one-off thing, fine. So be it. I don't want to see Goldberg wrestle. I just don't. So yeah, that's all I hope. Crown Jewel segment, championship is useless like Old Survivor Series, Universal vs. WWE Championship. Yeah, that's literally it. William Trix, how you doing? Gunther will lose. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. And then we get to the main event. Oh, well, actually, before that, Sammy comes out to get a little more intrigue on their title match on Raw. So, yeah, you have that. And then we get to the main event. We get Roman and Cody versus Solo and Jacob. It was fine, but it just felt like any other Bloodline tag match. Like, it literally felt like any other Bloodline tag match. But I think this was one of the better ones, per se, but I ain't saying too much. Roman was over as fuck in this match. Like, that crowd really wanted Roman. There was fuck you Solo chants. I will say they did fuck up Cody's entrance for some weird reason. They had the marching band out, which was cool, but then they kept going over Cody's actual theme on the intercom, so they fucked that up. And this is kind of my negative with the match per se. Cody didn't really feel all that important. Like, he just felt like another pawn in this chess game between between Roman and Solo. Like, it kind of felt like that. Like, Fatu I got, Jacob I got, and the Girls of Destiny I get. Cody kind of felt needless per se, but it is what it is. We did get shenanigans. Cody bounced. Cody used the chair on Fatu, but didn't get disqualified. So okay, I guess disqualifications weren't allowed. And then Cody did a splash to the table to Fatu, which was cool. People say that that Fatu's no selling is kind of ridiculous. I kind of disagree with that because I think it kind of works to his character as this being Samoan lunatic that you'll have to throw everything at the kitchen sink to take this fucking guy down, which I completely get. I buy into that because they were doing that shit when he was in MLW, for Christ's sake. So that was cool. And the way that he does that moonsault from the second rope to the top, does it so effortlessly. Like, it's amazing that he does that. And Cody hit a splash through the table on Fatu, which, okay, that incapacitated the big guy. And then Girls of Destiny showed up. And all of a sudden, this man with this hood and this bandana is, right in between them, attacks the Girls of Destiny, takes it off, and it's Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso returned for the first time since Mania. He has not been seen since Mania. And there was speculation whether he was actually okay or not, because apparently he was going through something, but it was never quite sure, because Rikishi said something about it on Twitter. So, but it looks like he's all right. So that's all well and good. So, wait, what? Oh, shit. Okay, then I just found that out. Apparently KO just attacked Cody. So I guess we're getting another match between those two. Okay, I'll give KO and Cody something to do, because I feel like Cody doesn't necessarily need to be involved in the Bloodline match per se, because if you're going to build the Survivor Series, who are you going to have be the captains? Who's going to be the teams? I have a feeling I might know who might be the teams, but I'll get to that here in a little bit. Yeah, Jimmy attacks. Romo hits the spear on Solo, 1, 2, 3, and there you go. Again, it was fine enough match. And then we get an attack. Cody gets attacked. And then Jimmy was trying to conceal the Roman, saying, no. You told him, you gave him your word, and Roman's like, that's a one thing only. And then he kind of goes into helping Roman attack the Bloodline and all that stuff. And then Roman grabs the title, looks at Cody, hands it to him, and then hands it to him again. So maybe there's some unfinished business between those two. And all of a sudden, The Rock showed up, and he stares down Jimmy, Roman, and Cody. He does the 1, 2, and he's like, and then he does that. People were speculating what that meant, and somebody actually did make a nice theory about it, that Rock's going to find a way to wipe out all these guys. Like, he's going to go after Cody. He's going to go after Cody for because he defeated Reigns at Mania and kind of ending the historic reign of Roman. And he's going to go after Roman because he basically betrayed the Bloodline in a way. And he's going to find a way to attack Jimmy because Jimmy helps Roman and Cody win. So you could do a lot of storylines with that. So That I do find a little bit interesting. Just make it better than Solo. That's literally it. So there's a little bit of intrigue in that. There is a little bit of intrigue. So all in all, and really quick, let me summarize this. So if we're doing war games with the Bloodline, you have Solo, Gorillas of Destiny, and Jacob against Roman, the Usos, and Sammy. They got to get Sammy involved in this because there's got to be a way, because they can't involve Cody in it. They did as much as they can with Cody. So there's that. Plus, he's gonna be taking on Gunther at Crown Jewel. So you have that going on. So you can have all those other different storylines. You have The Rock basically pull strings, and this is where you get set up Roman and Rock. This is what you can do, for that Mania match. So there you go. Boom. Kind of solved everything. So all in all, Bad Blood 2024. It was all right. Again, it peaked with Drew and Punk, and everything else after that felt tame. I felt like some of the matches could have been cut down for some time. They could have added another match to the show, because I feel like with a 6-match show format, it can flow a little bit better, because none of these matches really need to go 15 minutes at all, especially with 9 fucking jacks, but that's besides the point. So, it was okay. If I had to give it a star rating out of 5, 3.25, I guess. Mainly for the Drew and Punk match. The Hell in a Cell match was fantastic. And again, should have made it ended, but that's besides the point. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Bad Blood. Maybe it was probably the best one by default, but that's not saying anything at all. So it was all right. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's see. Well, I also made a note about this in the for the title. I won't be able to do let me rephrase that. I should be able to live stream a game tomorrow or do commentary on a game tomorrow. The reason why I won't do 2 is because I'm going to be busy with family. I guess I have some plans going on. Hopefully I'll be able to do a game, and if not, again, I do apologize for that. So there's that. Hopefully the Sunday night game will be okay, but it's Dallas and Pittsburgh, so what do I know? But speaking of the NFL, I mainly want to talk about how they do discipline, because my God, their discipline system is so fucking stupid. So to my NFL fans who are watching this, you might know who I'm talking about. So it came out that this past week that the linebacker for the Bills, Von Miller, who looks like he might be a Hall of Famer one day, got hit with a 4-game suspension. What was that suspension for? A case that has been colder than a witch's tit for 10 months. So what happened back in November was last November, Vaughn got hit with he came to the police in Dallas with a domestic dispute charge against him, because apparently there was a fight between him and his pregnant girlfriend where it got physical, where he put his hands on her, took some hair out, things got verbal. And it made Vaughn look bad. It made him look really, really, really bad. So you would think that the police would do something about it. No, they didn't do anything about it. Apparently, he actually did get sent to jail for a little bit, but he got bailed out on like a $55K bond. But the NFL didn't do anything about it. Which, okay, I don't know why they didn't do anything about it then. Why are you doing something now about it? And that kind of leads to my big complaint with the NFL disciplinary system. You can suspend Vaughn for 4 games for a case that's been going on for 10 months or that hasn't been relevant in 10 months, but you have people like Rashee Rice, Tyreek Hill, Deshaun Watson, and Zay Flowers being on the field. Rashee Rice, who earlier in the year got involved into a multi-car car pileup that he started because he was speeding, he was being an idiot, hit a photographer that same week, and yet nothing happened. You didn't suspend him at all. You didn't hit him with any fines. You didn't hit him with any fees. Nothing. None of that. Also, his mom is reportedly stealing packages from people. But yeah, he's allowed to be on the field. And everyone's singing his praises as a great wide receiver. Yeah, he is, but he's a fucking moron who should be behind bars. But that ain't going to happen. Until at the very end when it meant fuck all. Let's see what else. Let's see. Tyreek Hill, who has allegedly put his hands on women, reportedly broke his son's arm. He's allowed to be on the field. And don't get me wrong, I think Hill's one of the best wide receivers going today, but I'm sorry, that's completely fucking stupid. You also still have Deshaun Watson still being on the field, despite the fact he's had numerous allegations out against him. One that just came up not that long ago with another civil lawsuit, and yet he's allowed to be on the field. Now, granted, he was suspended for most of 2021, where he was allowed to play 11 games, but I'm sorry, he is still on the field. And then you have Zay Flowers, who after the AFC Championship game got hit with the domestic dispute charge, and nothing came out of it. But God forbid you suspend Von Miller, who's been on a career resurgence as of late, for something that happened 10 months ago. You're just now taking disciplinary action for that? Good job. Good job, Roger Goodell. Good fucking job. If it was up to me personally, if I found out that any player was doing any of that shit, I would hit him with fine and suspend them without pay up until either A, they go to jail, or B, they have to serve whatever punishment that the authorities have to give them. Like if it's community service or whatever. Because what you are doing, you are allowing criminals on your field and making your product look bad. That's exactly what you are doing. You can't do that. That is so stupid. Because, yes, Watson served his time. He's still getting hit with allegations. Why the fuck is he still on the field? Tyreek Hill, he's had allegations out against him. Why is he still on the field? Rashee Rice, he had all that stuff came out about him. Why is he still on the field? Zay Flowers, nothing came out of it. And they won't do anything until the last second. Yes, what Von did was stupid. You shouldn't put your hands on a woman like that. But at the same time, why did you not suspend the guy right there and then? Because, again, if I were in charge and I found out that the players are doing this, I would suspend them and have whatever punishment they have to have done by the authorities, whether it's jail time or whether it's community service or whether they have to pay fines. I don't give a shit. And I wouldn't honestly pay them for the rest of the season. I'm sorry, but you're not going to get paid all that money when you've done some illegal shit off the field. Whether it's DUIs, marijuanas, whatever. And if your behavior continue to do that, you will be banned from the league and or you'll be sent to rehab. Because I'm sorry, I won't allow that to happen on the field to me personally. So yeah, that's complete bullshit. It just makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever why they keep doing that. It's ridiculous. Because when Michael Vick went to jail in 2007, at least he went to jail. And the NFL didn't pay him at all. Yes, they allowed him to be back on the field, which hindsight wasn't a great idea. But at least he served his time, and at least he's trying to make up for his past dues. He's trying to make up for the fact that he fucked up, which I can respect. And it wasn't out of, it wasn't trying to make him just look good. He genuinely believes that. And I believe that too. But you gotta let all these other people do whatever they want, and they're just gonna get a fucking slap on the wrist for it. Just makes no sense. But I think that's about it. I think that's mainly about what I want to talk about. Because yeah, I really don't have anything else to talk about per se, other than I want to give my thoughts on Bad Blood. Talk about what's been going on with the NFL, mainly just that. And yeah, all that stuff. So again, show people the Hell in a Cell match. I don't know why they didn't close. I don't care if Rock showed up or not. Hell in a Cell should have closed. So that's my ending argument right there. So yeah, that's basically it. I just want to come on here, shoot shit for a little bit, chatting it up and all that stuff. So yeah, let me know what y'all thought about Bad Blood. I give it probably 3.25 out of 5. Again, except like the only match you need to watch is the Hell in a Cell match, and maybe to a lesser extent the main event, but besides that, nothing else really. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this live stream, and if you guys did, make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, tap the bigger subscribe button, tap the bell so when I upload, y'all will be notified. Thank you guys so much for watching us. Most importantly, join the herd. Talk to you guys next video. Peace out.